Creative. Noun. A person whose job involves producing original ideas or doing artistic work. But what they don't tell you is a lot of creatives don't actually get paid for being creative. Maybe you're someone who has a million ideas in your head. You love designing, creating, editing, building things. You've probably even thought about turning it into something more. But instead, you're working at a job you don't even feel connected to. You're creative, but your creativity isn't your career. Let's change that. Here are 5 creative businesses that can actually make you money. First is content creation. And you already know what this is because you probably follow someone online right now, your favorite YouTuber, TikToker, or Instagram creator. We're all consuming content every single day. But what a lot of people still don't realize is that this is an actual career now and people are making really good money doing this. And what's interesting is there are actually 2 directions you can take. You can either build your own personal brand or you can create content for someone else. If you go the personal brand route, this is where you're putting yourself out there online, sharing your life, your knowledge, or your interests, and building an audience. And what makes this so powerful is how many ways you can make money from it. Brand deals, affiliate marketing, YouTube ads, and even your own products. It's not just one stream of income, it's multiple. I'm a small creator myself and I'm making about 5 times more than I did at my corporate job. So yes, there's definitely real money in this space. But if you don't want to be an influencer, there's another way to do this, and that's through UGC, or user-generated content. This is where you create content for brands instead of your own audience. You're not trying to grow a following, you're getting paid to film videos and create content that brands use for their marketing. In fact, this UGC creator shared that at one point she was earning $7,500 a month from just one brand. And something I've been seeing a lot lately too is wedding content creators. This is where you go to weddings or events and create behind-the-scenes content like TikToks or Reels, capturing moments that the photographer or videographer might miss. And most of this is shot on your phone, so you don't need fancy equipment. I actually hired one for my own wedding, and I've been seeing so many of them go viral. Content creators typically start at around $1,000 per wedding, so even booking just a few each month can already be a solid income. So whether you want to build your own brand or create content for others, content creation is one of the most in-demand creative skills right now. And the barrier to entry is low. As long as you have a smartphone and you're willing to put yourself out there, this is something you can turn into a real business. One thing I'll say, if you're watching this and you're still trying to figure out what business or side hustle you want to start, I actually have something that could really help you, and it's completely free. So I recently came across this free resource from HubSpot called their Side Hustle Ideas database, and it's basically a curated list of 100 different side hustle ideas you can explore depending on your skills, your budget, and your interests. Side note, I've literally been sending this database to my friends all week to get them to start a side hustle. And this honestly would have saved me so much time when I was starting out, because when I was getting into this whole side hustle world, I struggled a lot trying to figure out what I even wanted to do. I was literally on Google for hours, going down rabbit holes, trying to find something that would work for me. But I kid you not, everything I was searching back then is literally in this database. What I really like about it is that it's not just a list of ideas, it actually breaks everything down for you. So it tells you what the side hustle is, what category it falls under, how much it typically costs to start, and even the skills or qualifications you might need. So instead of you doing all that digging yourself, it's already laid out for you in one place. I went through it, and obviously the more common ones are in there, content creation, which we just talked about, and what I personally do, selling digital products, that's all in there. But there are also so many ideas I didn't even realize could be turned into a side hustle. Like dating profile optimization, where you basically help people fix their dating profiles and make them look more attractive overall. There's even selling sourdough starter kits, which honestly sounds really fun. So whatever skills you have right now, there's a very good chance you'll find a way to monetize it through something on this list. So if you're someone who needs ideas or just wants direction, I highly recommend checking it out. It's completely free, no commitment. You can just download it and go through it at your own pace. This resource was created by HubSpot, who is also sponsoring this video, so thank you to them. I'll leave the link in the description box if you want to grab it, and you definitely should take advantage of it because it's free. The next creative business you can start is building a branding and visual identity studio. Now, this is for you if you're someone who's naturally good at design. With more and more businesses being created right now, everyone needs branding. Every business needs a logo, colors, fonts, and overall visual direction, something that makes them look professional. And a lot of business owners either don't know how to do that or they simply don't have the time, so they outsource it. And this is where you come in. You can offer services like logo design, branding kits, social media kits, basically helping businesses create a cohesive look for their brand. And this is a high income skill. People charge anywhere from a few $100 to a few $1,000s, depending on the scope of the project. I personally follow quite a few branding studios on Instagram, and whenever I look at their service guides, especially the more established ones, they're charging thousands of dollars for a single project. So this is definitely something you can make really good money from, especially once you start working with higher end businesses that are willing to invest in their brand. In terms of tools, you can use platforms like Canva, Adobe Illustrator, or Photoshop, whatever you're most comfortable with to bring your designs to life. And over time, you can even scale this into something bigger. You can turn your designs into templates and sell them as digital products, or eventually build a team so you can take on more clients at once. So if you're someone who already enjoys designing and has a strong eye for visuals, this is a very profitable path you can take. And kind of building off of that, another creative business you can start is web design. Now, I wanted to separate this from branding because while they're related, there are actually designers who focus specifically on websites. So instead of just creating the visual identity of a brand, you're now bringing that brand to life through a full website. The websites you're creating can either be for brands to showcase their portfolio and services, or for actual online stores where people are selling products. And this is another very high income skill because having a custom website made is not cheap. I've personally inquired with a few freelancers before and I've been quoted $5,000 and up for a custom website. So this is definitely something you can make really good money from. I mean, even if you're only taking on a few projects a month, you're good. I also follow a few web designers on Instagram, and just from their service guides alone, you can see their projects typically start in the thousands. Now, I will say there is a learning curve with this, but honestly, it's one of those skills where once you learn it, it can pay off really, really well. And the good thing is you don't necessarily need to know how to code to get started. There are platforms like Wix, Showit, or Shopify that are mostly drag and drop, so you can build beautiful functional websites without touching code. Now, if you do know how to code, that's definitely a huge advantage because then you can pretty much build anything a client wants, and you can charge a lot more for that level of customization. And similar to branding, one of the best ways to grow this into a real business is by building a presence on social media. Share your work, post your portfolio, show behind the scenes, talk about your process. Because when people see your work and connect with your story, it becomes so much easier to attract clients without constantly having to pitch yourself. I've seen so many designers grow this way and it really works. So if you've ever thought about getting into this might be your sign. Okay, next is video editing. Basically, video editing is exactly what it sounds like. You're taking raw footage and turning it into a finished video, so cutting clips, adding text, music transitions, and making everything look clean and engaging. This is very in demand because content is everything right now. Every brand, every business, every creator needs content. But not everyone knows how to edit or has the time to do it, so they outsource it. And this is where you come in. Now, there are so many directions you can go with this. You can edit short-form content like Reels and TikToks, long-form YouTube videos, or even wedding videos, which is a huge market on its own. And what you can charge per video can range anywhere from a few $100 to even thousands of dollars, depending on how complex the edit is. And I can actually speak on this from experience because I personally outsource my video editing. So everything you're watching right now is edited by my amazing editors. And I remember when I was looking for one, I can tell you firsthand the quotes I was getting were not cheap. They were up there. So I can only imagine once you really build your skills, create a strong portfolio, and start building an online presence, you can charge even more. You can begin with something like CapCut and then move into Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro as you level up. Build a few sample edits, post them online, and that's actually how a lot of editors get their first clients. Personally, I think this is one of the best skills you can learn right now because content isn't going anywhere, and the people who know how to edit will always get paid. Next is digital products. If you've been on my channel for a while, you already know this is what I do for a living and what ultimately helped me build a six-figure business. Basically, I create Canva templates and sell them on platforms like Etsy and Creative Market. These can be things like social media templates, workbooks, planners, wedding invitations, resumes, guides, forms. Honestly, there's so much you can create. And unlike custom work, these are designed to be editable so people can come in, customize them to their own brand or style, and use them right away. It's also a much more affordable option compared to hiring a designer to create something from scratch. But what a lot of people don't realize is this is just one way to make money from digital products. There are actually so many different directions you can take this. For example, online courses. I'm sure you've seen this, people teaching what they know and packaging it into a course. That's a digital product. And a lot of creators and coaches are making really good money doing this. If you're a photographer, you can sell your photos on stock websites or even sell presets, the filters you use to edit your photos. If you're a musician, you can sell your music, your beats, or even license your songs on platforms where creators and businesses pay to use your sound in their content. There are even people on Etsy selling love spells, making up to $80,000 a month. I am not even kidding. There are honestly so many options depending on what you're good at. And the reason why this business model is so powerful is because of how scalable it is. Once you create the product, you can sell it over and over again without having to redo the work every single time. So you're not trading your time for money, you're building something once and it can continue to generate income for you even when you're not actively working. If you're someone who wants to build something scalable and passive, this is a very powerful business model. And if you want to learn more about this, I have a lot of tutorials on my channel where I go deeper into how to actually get started. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, chances are you're creative and you're interested in finding a way to monetize your creativity. And now that you have all of these ideas, it's really up to you to actually put them into action. Because information is great, but nothing happens unless you do something with it. So if this is something you've been thinking about for a while, this is your sign to go for it. And if you're still in that stage where you're not sure what direction to take, definitely check out that Side Hustle Ideas database by HubSpot that I mentioned earlier. It's completely free and it's honestly such a good place to get clarity and explore different options depending on your skills and interests. I'll have it linked in the description below. Go download it, go through it, and see what stands out to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!